सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजो निबिडतरकला यावली लोभनीयं पीयूषाप्लावितोऽहं तदुतरे दिव्यकैशोरवेशं तारुण्यारम्भरम्यं परमसुखरसास्वाद रोमाञ्चिताङ्गैः आवीतं नारदाद्यैः विलसदुपनिषत् सुन्दरी मण्डलैश्च।
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Jananam. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. We have been in the process of entering the great Prabhavam of Narasimhavataram, beautifully intertwined with Prahlada Charitram. We have seen how Hiranyakashipu, in order to avenge the death of his brother Hiranyaksha at the hands of Varahamurti, made a solemn vow that he will kill Narayana. Look at his audacity. And he went all the way to perform tapas towards Brahma, Vidhataram. Then Brahma is said to have appeared and he said, I need to win over death. Brahma refused to even acknowledge this request and said, this is impossible. And that is when he asked the other set of booths, neither inside the house nor outside the house, neither in Akasham nor on Bhumi, not through animate, not through inanimate, not through Deva, not through Mriga, not through Manushya. All this he asked. And finally, he also said, I should not be killed by somebody who falls under the ambit of your creation. And Brahma granted. And this Hiranyakashipu went about the entire world ridiculing. So this is the point that we saw. Then comes where, what did Hiranyakashipu do after that? And what happened to his wife? Kayadhu was pregnant while Hiranyakashipu had left for tapas. What happened to her? Nihantum tvam bhuyastava padamavaptasya charipoho bahirdrishtherantardhadita hridaye sukshmavapusha nadan uccaistatrapyakhila bhuvanante chamrigayan bhiyayatam matva sakhalu jitakashi nivavrute bhuyaha tvam antardadhita. Again, hey Bhagavan, you hid, you remain hidden. Where? Sukshma vapusha cha hridaye. Bhagavan is hidden within us. This is what all the Vedanta, all the Upanishads say very clearly. We have a Shariram, visible. There is a Jivatman. It is experienceable, knowable, may not be visible. Within the Jivatma is the Antaryami Paramatma. Annamacharya says, Andariki Shri Hare Antaratma, Hare Antaratma, Shri Hare Antaratma, Indulo Jantu Kula Vinnanokate, Andariki Shri Hare Antaratma, Hare Antaratma, Shri Hare Antaratma, Tandananahi. So he says, Andariki Shri Hare Antaratma. So Bhagavan is the Antaratma for us. Agree. But where did Hiranyakashipu go? He went to Karya Vaikuntham to kill Narayana. What an ajnanam. But Bhagavan was not there. He thought, oh, this man is not there. He knew I was coming and he's escaped. He did not want to be killed by me. Bhagavan is seated within his heart and giving him a gafa. An avyayaha purushaha sakshi. Don't you know that I'm within your heart? Sukshma vapusha cha hridaye. He is found in the sukshma vapu. He's there within, he's there outside. He's smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. Arnoraniyana mahato mahiyana prameyana adisidadu yashode jagado buddharana. Purandaradasa, the great bhakti poet in the Karnataka Pradesha, says Bhagavan is there within all of us. So this point, Sukshma Vapucha cha hridaye ripoho bahir drishtehe. Ripoho, this Ripu, Hiranyakashipu, was able to see only the external forms. He didn't see the internal one because he was bereft of that inner eye. The Antahkaranam was not there. Ripoho bahir drishtehe avaptasya tava padam. He reached the abode of Bhagavan. Why? Nihantum tvam. In order to kill you, Bhagavan. See, what is his dhairyam? He wanted to kill you. Nadan uchaihi mrigayan. He was hunting and shouting loudly, where is Narayana? I want to kill him. That time, tatra in Vaikuntham, api akhila bhuvanam techa. Unable to find you anywhere in this world. See, what is going to happen later is different. When the boy says he's there everywhere, sarvatra asti sada asti, the exact opposite is happening here. Where he says, I searched the entire world, I couldn't see him. So, api akhila bhuvanante cha matva tvam yatam bhiya. He concluded, this man must have escaped. Yatam bhiya. He must have just run away, thinking that I will do harm to him. Satha Kalu Nibavrite Jitakashi. He returned home. So he left home the moment he saw his brother's body, vowing, pledging that he will kill Narayana. In order to kill Narayana, he obtained boons from Brahma. Then he went around the entire world, blowing his trumpet, saying that, I've got all these boons. Then he went to Karya Vaikuntham. He couldn't see Bhagavan. He thought Bhagavan had run away from fearing Hiranyakashipu's boons. On the other hand, when Hiranyakashipu had left his Sabha Mantapam, his Bhavanam, his wife Kayadhu was pregnant. What happened to her? Tatosya Prahlada Samajani Suto Garbhavasatau Munir Veena Paner Adhigata Bhavat Bhakti Mahima Savai Jatya Daityaha Shishurapi Sametya Tvairatim Gatastvad Bhaktanam Varada Paramodahharanatam Tataha Samajani Asya Sutaha. What had happened? Kayadhu was pregnant. When Hiranyakashipu had left, Indra came and abducted, kidnapped Kayadhu. So Indra was the very inspiration for the later appearing Ravana, because Ravana too kidnapped Sita. So Indra kidnapped Kayadhu. That is when Narada Maharishi stopped and said, this doesn't look like your wife Shachi Devi. Who is she? That is when he said, this is Hiranyakashipu's wife Kayadhu. She's pregnant with that evil man's child. That child will also become like him. Narada Maharishi said, this is wrong. You can never get judgmental about a child that is unborn. What if the child could be the best amongst the devotees? Leave her. You should not be abducting her. I will take care of this Kayadhu as my very own daughter. So Narada Maharishi takes the pregnant Kayadhu to his ashramam. Prahladaha Garbhavasatau. When this boy, Prahlada, who is going to be born later, even while he was in his mother's womb, Adhigata Bhavat Bhakti Mahima. He imbibed the bhakti that was taught to him by Narada Maharshi. So Narada imbibed the spirit of bhakti while Prahlada was still in the garbham of his mother. Why? Because we call such very enlightened Atmas as Garbha Shriman. Garbha Shriman means even while they are within the mother's womb, they are blessed by Acharya and Bhagavan. There is a Purana Vachanam which is Jayamanam hi Purusham Yampashen Madhusudanaha Satvikaha Satu Vigneyaha Savai Mokshartha Chintakaha. the one who will be able to think of moksham, will be able to walk on the path of moksham is the one. Jayamanam hi purusham. When he or she is within the womb of the mother, the one who is blessed by Bhagavan is the one who can walk on the path of moksham. Jayamanam hi purusham yam pashyen madhusudanaha satvikaha satu vigneyaha savai mokshartha chintakaha. Only that person will be able to think of moksham and walk on the path of moksham. One such blatant example, Garbha Shriman, is Prahlada. Despite being Hiranyakashipu's son, his entire mind was focused on Vishnu Bhakti. We have a folklore which says that Narada Maharshi used to keep giving lectures, like how I give. And as he used to give, and Kayadhu used to snore, Narada Maharshi used to stop. At that point in time, it is said in our Sishtacharam that the child, the fetus, was trying to give a hint to Narada, continue the story. So, it is very important for parents and grandparents to realize that bhakti is not something that you go to a shop and say, give me 1 kg of bhakti. No. It has to be innate, it has to be inculcated, it has to be nourished, it has to be nurtured. One such example is Prahlada. So, when should it be nurtured? While in the garbham itself. So, I am sure many of you who are listening, mothers, you will be carrying, many of the other grandmothers who know your daughters or daughters-in-law are carrying. Ensure that they make little time to listen to Veda Bhagam, recitation of the Vedas. Ensure that they listen to a lot of this Ramayanam and Mahabharatam and Bhagavatam and Narayaneeyam, because all this is just not heard by the mother but also by the developing fetus. And I'm sure most obstetricians will agree that the fetus beyond, I think in the 2nd and the 3rd trimester, I am told that the fetus can recognize sound, they can understand sound. That is how in the 7th month, 8th month, the veena, the very sacred instrument of Saraswati, Narada, is being played. So he says, Prahladaha garbhavasatau adhigata bhavad bhakti mahima. He developed that bhakti towards you. Munehe veena panehe. Around the 7th or the 8th month, the Seemantam Pumsavanam is performed for the welfare of the child towards the carrying mother. And who will perform for Kayadu? Her. We don't know who her parents are. Her husband is away doing penance. Narada Maharshi performed. So you play the veena. So Narada Maharshi played the veena. How do you say this? He says, Munehe veena panehe. The one who carries the veena with him. He Varada, he Bhagavan Krishna. Vaijatya daityaha shishuhu api. Though an asura by birth, this child, who is a little child, shishuhu api, as a little child, sametya ratim tvai. This child, after being born, he caused immense happiness to his mother. So, ahlada means happiness. Prahlada, enhance that happiness. He brought happiness to the mother. He brought happiness to his godfather like Acharya, like Narada. So, and he also developed intense bhakti towards you, hey Krishna. Sametya ratim tvai. Towards you, he developed that particular bhakti. Saha gataha parama udaharanatam. He became the foremost of the examples for Tvad Bhaktanam. Vedanta Deshika says, Bharataya param namostu tasmai prathamodaharanaya bhakti bhajam. If at all we have to count the Rama Bhaktas overall, the first example would be Bharata. Similarly, Bhattatri says, overall Narayana Bhaktas, if you count, Tvad Bhaktanam sa gataha parama udaharanatam. The foremost example will be Prahlada. So Prahlada, while being within his mother's womb, was listening to Narada's Upadesham, while being out of his mother's womb, became extremely devoted to Narayana because of Narada's intervention. So, Muner Veena Panehe, this Muni with the Veena, bestowed that quintessential knowledge on the boy. But could the boy succeed in showcasing his devotion to Narayana, to his very tyrant father? Well, we will know that in the next episode.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण